The following document was found inside my student manual when I moved to my new dormitory. After reading the instructions replicated below, I don't think it would end well. Hello and welcome to our little dormitory. If at any time you have any questions about any of the instructions you are about to receive, do not hesitate to ask for clarification from your tutor or residence director. The rules listed below are extremely serious and are not a joke of any kind or for any silly YouTube channel. That being said, if these instructions are disclosed to the general public or brought to the attention of members of the university administration, the resident staff will deny any knowledge of them. Some at the university believe that the following rules are based on superstitious nonsense, and there are others who prefer not to warn about the dangers for liability reasons. We believe the opposite. Please do not make our job more difficult than it already is. Rule number 1. Do not answer the door if you hear a knock between 3 and 4 in the morning. Please follow this rule even if you hear your roommate's voice and he claims to have lost his key. Staff will not conduct checks during this period. Tests will be conducted by staff at various times during the semester to ensure the well-being of the entire university. However, do not think that the knock on the door is a test, even if you recognize the voice of one of the staff members. Rule number 2. If you wake up in the middle of the night and cannot check the time for any reason, such as a dead cell phone, etc., do not try to guess the time without another form of verification. Spending 5 minutes looking for your phone or waiting for the computer to start up is the best option. Rule number 3. Ignore the beautiful girl in the lobby who claims her name is Lilith. If you make the mistake of interacting with her, you must not invite her to your room in any way. Please inform your tutor if you see her. Rule number 4. There is no fraternity called Glories of Blessings on campus. Anyone claiming to be a member of this fraternity should be reported to your tutor. For the love of God, learn some basic Latin. Rule number 5. Rooms 66 and 13 are unoccupied and kept locked at all times. If you come across anything suggesting otherwise, please inform your tutor immediately. Rule number 6. If you are locked out of your dorm room, do not try to enter through any unlocked windows, unless you know the room is occupied by someone you know. Yes, this includes windows that you swear are on the other side of the building or on a different floor from rooms 66 and 13. We have reason to believe that students have been induced to enter the rooms in this way in the past. Rule number 7. If someone is waiting outside the dormitory, you may open the door and let them in at your discretion. However, do not verbally give them permission to enter. If you are holding the door open but they refuse to enter or attempt to solicit an invitation, close the door immediately and inform your tutor. Rule number 8. You may return from class to find that small objects in your dormitory have been moved. This is perfectly normal, usually relatively harmless, and not worth bothering your tutor about. Rule number 9. The occasional soft cry or distant roar in the middle of the night is not uncommon. Again, this is usually harmless if you follow the other rules. Rule number 10. Do not conduct any seance or play with Ouija boards while in the dormitory. We are still finding pieces of the last person who did that. Rule number 11. Drugs and alcohol are strictly prohibited. They are not only illegal but can also confuse your sense of what is real and what is not, making it easier for you to make mistakes and break the other rules. There are beings out there who are aware of this and will take advantage. Rule number 12. Wolves are not native to this area, nor do they grow so large that you can swear you saw one walking on its hind legs. There is about a 50% chance that animal control or the police will take you seriously or laugh in your face if you report any sightings of these. We suggest you report any sightings to your tutor, and he will help ensure that the information reaches the right people. Rule number 13. If you are invited to a party, and you are the only man in a room full of women, this is usually a sign of a very bad night rather than a very good one. We recommend that you leave as quickly and discreetly as possible. This is easily confirmed if any of the women claims to be a member of a feminist society known as House of Glory. No such organization is officially recognized by the campus administration. Rule number 14. If you notice any shadow nearby that is not your own, it is advisable to try to ignore it, or at least pretend to. From what we can tell, These shadows cannot directly harm you unless you pay a lot of attention to them for a long period of time. They will not make it easy. Rule number 15. There is no basement here on our field. If the elevator takes you to one, do not get out and do not allow anyone or anything from the basement to enter the elevator. They usually require an Excel invitation. Rule number 16. If you do not see your roommate for more than 24 hours, inform your tutor, even if he left a note claiming to have gone home for the weekend. We have ways to check these things. Rule number 17. It is not advisable to watch horror movies in the basement lounge at night. We have found that this provides certain beings with certain inspiration. Rule number 18. Any examples of déjà vu or clones of yourself must be reported to your tutor immediately. Rule number 19. Any man in a tunic carrying torches or bloody daggers in the middle of the night claiming to be a member of the Alpha Glory performing initiation ceremonies should be avoided. Refer to rule number 4 and your Greek alphabet. Rule number 20, and last, the first priority of campus security agents is the well-being of the university, not your safety. This means that sometimes they may minimize your concerns or try to cover up things that happen on campus that could make the university look bad. With that in mind, you should first talk to a member of the residence life staff if you have any doubts or concerns about your safety. We will protect you in the best way possible. This list of rules is subject to updates as necessary. I finished reading. I only moved to this dormitory this semester because a vacancy unexpectedly opened up. I was determined to get away from my unpleasant previous roommate. I can't help but wonder what rules the kid who slept with me there had broken. Nothing out of the ordinary happened during the first week I lived in the dorm. I started to wonder if it was just a strange joke. I asked my roommate about the list of rules, and he just shrugged. Yesterday my phone disappeared for about 2 hours. I tore the room apart looking for it, and then it suddenly appeared on my pillow in plain sight. That was strange, but not too worrying. But what is worrying is the fact that I haven't seen my roommate all day. I suspect he was drinking, but I can't prove it. Should I tell the doctor? I haven't seen my roommate all day, but I think I might have heard him last night. There was a soft knock on the door, and I heard my roommate asking to come in. I checked my watch, and it read 2:57. I was approaching the door when I remembered that my watch was 5 minutes slow. Maybe the rules are real. Maybe it's a joke. I don't intend to take any risks, but my roommate's screams are making it difficult.